The coronavirus pandemic has been a challenging time to be a student, with virtual classes and then in-person lessons being disrupted if someone gets sick or has to quarantine. Mask mandates were introduced to keep people safe in the classroom. But they also make it harder for teachers to hear their students and for the children to learn social cues.
We, of course, as teachers are all looking for the safety of our students and how we can keep them all the safest and healthiest so that they can continue to go to school and continue to learn with as limited interruptions as possible. Having said that, I think mask wearing, we're coming on 2 years of COVID, and it has been very tricky as a teacher to try to educate students while wearing a mask for many reasons.
A number of states have decided this week to lift mask mandates in schools. The governor of New Jersey made an announcement on Monday.
The statewide school mask mandate will be lifted.
Officials did the same in Delaware, Connecticut and Oregon, among others. They say it's a balancing act to get kids back to some kind of normal and are making the decision to end the mandate now with COVID-19 numbers down and vaccinations up. The US Food and Drug Administration approved smaller dose COVID-19 vaccines for children 5 years old and above more than 3 months ago. But as of mid-January, just over a quarter of 5 to 11-year-olds have been given at least one shot.
I have significant concerns about the timing of the rollback of these mask mandates, particularly since in some areas of the country, we still have fairly significant case counts in the community. And what we have seen in the past is that the rate of coronavirus in the community ends up being reflected in our schools.
Vaccination rates are higher in older students, and the majority of teachers have now had shots nationally. But in classrooms, children and teachers remain vulnerable to catching the coronavirus, which could still translate to a wider spread of COVID-19 outside. There are still 13 other states and the District of Columbia where they haven't dropped the mask mandate for schools. That means parents and teachers can still continue to enforce the rules in line with federal guidelines. That's after the CDC director said this week that now is not the time to drop mask mandates for schools. Caroline Malone, CGTN, Washington.